Y'all, they just took my food stamps.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. They cut my food stamps off. They never gave me anything but $0. They cut my food stamps off. They cut my food stamps off.
I'm a single mom of 5 and I do give food stamps, and apparently Layla thinks that I shouldn't have my hair done or my nails done. This is the type of classist thinking that makes people not want to be open about receiving any type of assistance from the government. I don't know about y'all, but as I was coming up, the old folks used to always say, you don't have to look like what you're going through. And so I made a conscious effort not to do that, i.e. self-care. Some of the basic things that I can do for myself, like put on press-ons and comb my hair. Furthermore, if I had a bonnet on or my hair was all over my head, you still would have said, typical. And you probably still would have said, she's stealing from the government. So really, there is no winning when it comes to this type of person and the way that they think. I guess the question that I want to ask is, what should I look like? What would appease people with this type of thinking? What is the face of food stamps? What is the face of Medicaid? What is the face of food pantries? What does that look like exactly to you? You got that picture in your head? Now put your face there. Because at any given moment, it can change for you too. Are you going to crash and burn, or are you going to take care of yourself? I choose to take care of myself for $600, Alex.
Sheer hubris.
Kaya wanted to pay me a food stamps for her knowledge. That's all cool and dandy, but the disconnect was she wanted to give me $150 for $150 hairstyle. Sis. Money 300 of them yams. Thank you.
Hi there.
Oh, hi.
I see you're expecting again.
I am, yes.
What number's this?
Number 4.
Good Lord, 4?
I know. There must be something in the air.
Yeah, probably your legs.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, how a lot of these benefits are going away, like Section 8 food stamps and stuff like that. And he was telling me how his sister has just kind of been up in an uproar because pretty much all of her benefits are being cut in the next 30 to 60 days. And I remember he started telling me about how it's going to impact her and how she's been kind of freaking out and all this and that. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I wouldn't have never thought that she was even on government assistance. And the reason why I wouldn't have thought that she was on government assistance is because this girl buys luxury bags. I be seeing her on social media. She always is out the country. She sells hair. She has a business. She's a business owner. This girl wears diamonds, buys Dior, Christian Dior, but you looking at this girl, you wouldn't have never thought. I think she drives a BMW, a nice one. So when he's telling me how she's panicking about how her benefits are about to be cut off in 60 days, I remember I asked him, I'm like, so wait, you telling me she gets food stamps? She's on Section 8. And it was another benefit too. It was 3 of them. And she's been getting these benefits since I've known you. He was like, since before I met you. I said, oh, she's going to jail.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I might not get no food stamps, but let me tell you, baby, I don't play when it's time to come to my kids, because they gonna eat all the time. They cut my food stamps, y'all, and I had to spend cash. But baby, don't you ever get it twisted. Don't you ever get it twisted. You feel me? Because they going to eat all the effing time. Don't play with me. I'ma feed mine. Looking like a whole snack. And I got some oxtails cooking in the bag, you feel me? And my kids want some chicken nuggets, fat and Musa. I spent $441 cash. Oh, the government said I make too much money. I was crying at first, but you know what? I ate that.
Instead of 57 different types of soda, she needs 57 different types of vegetables for her kids. This is not real food. This stuff is disgusting.
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell y'all how frustrated I am But more importantly, what am I gonna do? Now I told y'all something was a little iffy, and that we have to get our ducks in a row, y'all. We have to get our ducks in a row, because guess what? Now I gotta figure out myself, but that's cool. The whole thing is they're doing food stamp reductions. Now, did I think it was gonna be me? No, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really didn't. But here we are. So for all y'all thinking that I just be BSing and this is not going on, this is going on. You can Google it. You can Google it. Google Trump administration food stamps and see what you don't read. But yeah, y'all, and get this, it was only $400 anyway. Like, how did I make the list of who to reduce? Talk about you don't meet the eligibility requirements anymore. That's crazy work.
And speaking of work, you can turn the camera off and go there.
Okay, y'all. It has started. And the only reason why I stitched this video is so that I can bring a different perspective of what is happening. Now, if you don't know, from my understanding, starting in Georgia, it has started to where if you are an able-bodied citizen that has no dependents, you are now required to go to work or join a workforce program to prepare you to get into the workforce, and you are no longer allowed to have food stamps. Now, I see a lot of people stitching videos saying, oh, this is what you guys voted for, this is what you asked for, and now you're getting it, blah, 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 blah. As I said in the beginning of the video, I am only stitching this situation because I want to give a different perspective to the people who will be affected by this change. So here's my testimony, just a small bit of my life. When I was 18 years old, my dad had a rule that if you're going to live in his house past the age of 18, because at that point you're grown, the responsibility of taking care of your child in that manner is no longer there, that I had to have a job and I had to financially contribute to the house. Or I had to be in college with a part-time job pursuing a career. I personally did not want to go to college, so I decided to do the work route. And I was working at a college in the cafeteria part-time. And I was paying the bills my dad had required, or like the amount that he required, but I didn't have much left over for me to begin building a life for myself. Little did I know, making that decision of keeping a part-time job and not pursuing a job that could make it to where I could eventually move out and afford to live on my own ended me homeless by my decision. Something was said to me to where I just chose to leave to respect my parents' home, and I ended up homeless at the age of 18. I share that little tidbit of my life to say this. My dad could have easily changed his requirements in his home and took back what he said to me that made me leave. Because I want to emphasize again, he didn't tell me to leave. I chose to leave because I didn't like what was said to me and I wanted to respect my parents. But he could have easily changed his regulations to make my life easier, but he didn't. That decision to leave my parents' house at 18 bolted me into who I am today. When I left my dad's house, I was jumping from friends' houses to my grandma's house. It was like a good year and a half, I believe, that I was like technically homeless because I had no place to call home and I was living out of my suitcase. And then, I'll share the rest of the story another time if you guys would like. But long story short, I ended up living with my grandma and I ended up having my first big girl job with Wells Fargo and starting a career. So now let's bring what I'm trying to say full circle. A lot of people are seeing this situation of no longer being able to be on food stamps. Now, listen to the requirements. It's for the people who are able-bodied, meaning there's absolutely nothing wrong with you as to why you should not be getting up and going to work. And number two, they have no dependents. So there's no scheduling reason, no babysitting. There's no reason why you should be getting food stamps and you're an able-bodied person with no dependents, okay? So for my people who are making this seem like a bad thing, I need you to stop. Because from my experience in life, when pressure is applied, you either crack and crumble, or you put pressure back and you get up and you do what you need to do to succeed. I don't know very many successful people who cracked under pressure. So if you're one of those people who food stamps is now being taken, God has to make you uncomfortable to get you to the next place in which he has for you to be. So see this as a blessing
and a motivation to get off of whatever you're sitting on and get on your feet and start, putting back into society what you took, because that's other people being able to pay into the fact that you get food stamps. So you're paying forward back into what you took when you were on food stamps. And you're also building a life in which you can sustain for yourself to where you're not depending on the government to feed you. I'm going to leave you with these last two things. Number one, last I checked, the Bible says that those who do not work do not eat. And those who are lazy, poverty will jump on their back like a thief in the night. Look around you with all you having being food stamps and whatever else you're doing to make money. Is that enough? Why are you okay with living with the bare minimum? Why are you okay living a life in which someone else can dictate whether or not you eat? Because right now you have set yourself in a situation that since the government said no more, you no longer have the financial stream that you need to feed yourself and your family if you have one. Don't ever get complacent in life depending on anything but God.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Here's my buy me a coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?